everybody. Welcome to the Super Awesome Wrestling Show. I'm here with Tobias Payne, our special guest for this evening. Conspicuous by his absence is the Doc. We hear that the old ball and chain's got him on lockdown or something, not letting him out of the house. I'm not sure what that's all about. Maybe he'll be able to talk about you if he's ever back on our podcast. Tonight we're going to do a quick WrestleMania 33 predictions show, a little bit of Hall of Fame. Huh?
It's 33.
It is 33. It's hard to believe, 33 years ago. We'll end it with some favorite WrestleMania moments. Hall of Fame this year is Kurt Angle, Rick Rude, Rock and Roll Express, Beth Phoenix, and Teddy Long. Personally, I think it's a pretty weak induction card. What do you think?
The only one I really know is Kurt Angle. Glad he's getting in there, but...
Remember Rick Rude?
Oh, yeah, Rick Rude, yeah.
You were still young when he was there, though.
I just remember him and Warrior.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite feuds was Rick Rude and Warrior. Sporting the Warrior shirt right now, actually. Kurt Angle deserves it, hands down. Amazing talent on the mic, in the ring. I mean, he wrestled with a broken freaking neck. Even his run in TNA was really good, I thought. Anywhere he was good. You liked Angle too?
Yeah, that's one of the few things.
Matches?
One of the few things we'll probably agree about.
Probably.
Matches, I don't really remember. None of his matches really stick out. They were all good.
Yeah.
But I don't really.
The one moment I remember is when he put Shane McMahon he suplexed him through the barricade. That's the one thing that I can remember. Rick Rude was one of my favorite talents in the 80s. Amazing on the microphone, good in the ring. I know you don't remember a whole lot about him. Yeah, the ravishing.
Yeah, I don't remember a whole lot.
His tights. He was a perfect heel. He was a great heel. Rock and Roll Express, I remember absolutely nothing about.
Me either.
I didn't even write down who they were. I couldn't tell you. I think it's Bobby Eaton and somebody else. I don't know. Beth Phoenix.
There's no reason she should be in the Hall of Fame.
That says it all. I think she's going in just because was she the Glamazon?
Yeah, she was just a ripoff of
China. Yeah.
That's basically all.
If anybody should have been in this year, it should have been China. She probably never will be because of her issues with WWE and her porn. She should be in there. Beth Phoenix shouldn't be. But there's so many people that are in the Hall of Fame that shouldn't be, though. The celebrity wing's a joke. Fucking Donald Trump's in there, for God's sakes. We won't go into that. Teddy Long, Playa. I mean, that's probably what he's in. He's got
I just seen him. I remember who he is now.
Tagline.
Okay.
Yeah, we got the Hall of Fame on the old TV right now. They're showing the Hall of Fame inductees. Teddy Long, I don't know. I don't care that he's in there. He's been in the business for a long time.
That's what I was going to say. He's probably been in the business long enough to be in there.
WCW and AWA or something he was in before that. Nothing memorable, really, besides the fact he comes out and says Playa, and he used to always put people in tag team matches against The Undertaker. But all right, now we're going to hit the WrestleMania 33 card. They're not in any specific order, because obviously we don't know what order they're going to be on. I'm going to start with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I don't have a list of all the participants. I know it's going to be Big Show, Braun Strowman, Sami Zayn. Probably just a mishmash of everybody else who isn't going to be on the show, so they get a decent payday. You have a prediction? And
Big Show? I'm always going to go with Big Show and the Andre the Giant thing.
I'm going to go with Braun Strowman just because I think he needs the win. He had that big thing going on with Roman Reigns and The Undertaker, and now he's relegated to this pre-show battle royal. I like his character. I think he's really gotten over the last 2 or 3 months. I didn't like him at first. He started to get a character when he was working with God, I don't remember who he was working with. He was working with somebody in backstage segments, and he started to get personality, and he was pretty good. Do you even know who Braun Strowman is?
I don't know. It's been a while since I've watched.
Big dude. He used to be in the Wyatts. He was in the Wyatts for a little while. I don't even think you've watched.
The Wyatts were 3 people when I watched.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's pretty far behind.
Still like wrestling, but there's.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up on anymore. I know a lot of people who have just given up on WWE because of where it's at right now. Probably another pre-show. Yeah, it says pre-show on my paper here. For the Cruiserweight Championship is Neville versus Austin Aries. Payne here said he didn't know either of them, which is kind of sad because Neville is really
I was never
good.
really a cruiserweight.
Yeah, I know you like the big guys. He's old school. He likes the bigger guys. I mean, Tobias Payne here. Look at him. He could be in there if he wanted to be. I think Neville and Aries is probably gonna if they give him time, it's gonna be one of the sleeper matches. Neville and Aries can both go all day long. Neville's character right now as a heel is amazing. I'm not buying Aries as a face though. He's got the cocky attitude, so it's kind of like a heel. I don't think the crowd's buying him as a heel either, or as a face. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take Neville just because he's champion, and I don't think Aries has been in the picture enough to take the titles. You probably just
I wish I had something to say.
Right.
I don't know anything about either one of those guys, so
we'll go with Neville. We're just gonna say Neville's gonna win.
Sounds good to me.
Women's Championship, Alexa Bliss versus All Available Women, which I don't even know who the available women are on SmackDown. I know they last week's SmackDown, Naomi came back from injury, and that was really big, and they're in Naomi's hometown in Florida. So I think Naomi's probably going to come away with it and win and take the title off of Bliss. The women's title is a hot potato on both brands. It's bouncing back and forth big time. I didn't like Bliss's title run, even though it's been short. Mickie James turned on everyone too fast. She came back and turned, and then she turned again. And I don't know. Do you know Mickie James?
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, yeah, she's back now.
That's what I'm saying, Naomi. I don't.
She was one of the Funkadactyls or whatever.
Okay, yep. I remember.
She's actually gotten really good. I think she's going over. I don't know who else is in the match. I think she's just going to win because she just came back and they're in her hometown. All right, let's try to pick something here that you would know. Let's go Goldberg Lesnar. We got Goldberg Lesnar.
I hate Brock Lesnar. I'm not a big fan of Goldberg.
Goldberg's coming in champion too.
But I cannot stand Brock Lesnar one bit. So I hope.
As a character, as a human being?
Either one. I don't like anything about him. When he was in UFC, he was cocky. I mean, he might be big, but I just... He can't wrestle.
He was UFC champion too.
By hammer fisting.
The guy did he can wrestle if he is given time. That match he had with Kurt Angle, he botched the shooting star press, but at least he tried it. He almost killed himself, but
I just don't like him.
I don't like him for other reasons, I guess. I think he's a good worker. I don't care about the cockiness or anything. I just don't like the fact that he's a part-timer taking a main event spot from other talent, which is exactly what Goldberg's doing. He's got the championship, and he's barely a part-timer. None of Goldberg's matches since he's come back have went over like 2 minutes, I think.
Well, didn't he go like 300-0 in WCW?
Yeah, he was undefeated for forever. And he squashed Lesnar twice. So I think Lesnar's coming out the champion just because of the fact that he squashed Lesnar and makes Lesnar look like a baby.
I don't think they'll do that to him.
To who? Goldberg?
I
think that's what he came back for. He got his 3 wins or whatever, and now he's going to put Lesnar over, and Lesnar's going to be the huge heel going forward. Hopefully this leads to a Lesnar... I don't know what it could lead to, actually, because I don't know who the faces are. I don't know. I'm picking Lesnar. You got Goldberg?
Yep.
All right. Bray Wyatt, champion, versus Randy Orton.
I like Randy Orton a lot, but I'm going to go with Bray Wyatt.
Why?
When I was watching wrestling, he wasn't getting a real big push at the time.
That's what surprised me when he actually won the title, is because it kind of came out of nowhere. His peak popularity was probably 2 years ago. He was super over, and all of a sudden they kind of just gave him the title out of the Elimination Chamber. Have you seen any of the build to this match where Randy Orton burned down the compound?
I've seen a piece of it here on the TV a little bit ago, but like I said, I really like Randy Orton, but I'm going to go with Bray Wyatt.
I'm not positive, but I think I've made my hatred for Randy Orton apparent in a previous episode. I can't stand him I think I feel about Orton how you feel about Lesnar. Orton's cocky. He's a prick backstage.
That's who I based Fire Inferno off of.
Yeah,
Randy Orton.
I just don't like him. He's lazy in the ring when he isn't in a program that he likes to be in. He has been okay in this one. I don't like the way the storyline's been written. It was kind of weird. You didn't know who was a face and who was supposed to be the heel. Like, burning down someone's house with his dead sister in it is a heel move.
Mm-hmm.
And Wyatt reacted kind of like a face would, like he was torn apart, and then they...
That's like old school doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was really weird. I didn't like the build up to it at all. I hate the fact that AJ Styles was pushed out of this match. They should have kept it a 3-way. Pushing AJ Styles down the card is ludicrous in my opinion. But that's for another show. Undertaker versus Roman Reigns.
Undertaker.
Why?
Why not?
You have to have a reason.
Because he's my favorite wrestler of all time. Hands down.
Yeah, the streak at this point really doesn't mean anything. It's pointless to say whatever it is. What is it, 22-1 now or something?
22-1.
You can't even use it. It's not a streak anymore. You lost. The build has been horrible. I'm not a Roman Reigns fan. I'm not a hater of Roman Reigns like most smarks are, but I'm not a fan. His work rate's okay. He's terrible on the microphone. They need to stop pushing him and let him build himself.
That right there, when somebody's horrible on the mic, shouldn't... that doesn't affect their wrestling.
But a casual fan, I think, like, you're a casual fan, so you don't mind so much. But if you're watching every week and the guy's not grabbing your attention, you know, this is my yard. Like, every week he's just spitting the same. And I think that's why people started to hate John Cena, and I mean, all that's because they get those. Even at a point, Stone Cold was losing momentum and he was really, really good, but he was just tagline after tagline. I'm going to say Roman Reigns. I hate to say it. I do not want to see it happen. He has to go heel. If he does not go heel and goes over the Undertaker, it's a waste of everything. The only way I think, you don't know Braun Strowman, but Braun Strowman has to interfere in this match. He absolutely has to. He has to win the Battle Royal and then come out and interfere and either cost the Undertaker or cost Roman Reigns. That way he'll get a push coming out, and then if Undertaker loses, it's not a clean loss and everybody's fine.
I mean, whether or not Undertaker wins or loses, it's his only match of the year, so why not let him win? It's not going to affect wrestling in any. It's not. Roman Reigns is still going to go do what he's going to do.
Exactly, I completely agree with that. But I don't know. I'm a huge Undertaker fan too, but he needed to hang it up 5 years ago or whatever when he.
I agree with you.
Took on Michaels. Even if it's just one match.
And that's another thing that
old and broken.
Pisses me off about Lesnar. Broke the streak. It shouldn't have been him. If anybody, it should have been Bray Wyatt.
It should have been. Bray Wyatt or CM Punk should have broke it. Completely agree with. But in the same breath, that is a moment that's going down to favorite WrestleMania moments. It isn't one of my favorites, but it's one I'll always remember. I always remember sitting there like, holy shit, did that just happen? I legit thought like the ref messed up the count and the crowd faces.
I didn't watch it for 3 months. Right. And then I finally watched it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it got the reaction that they wanted as far as like jaw dropping. It didn't benefit anybody in the long run. I mean, Lesnar was going to get over no matter what.
I honestly thought after that Taker would be done, and then he came back and won the next WrestleMania. He only won his next match, which
I didn't understand it. I don't know why. I honestly think it was just, let's do this to get a reaction. I don't think there was any reason for it besides that. It's said that Lesnar did not want to break it. He came out. He's like, I don't want to do it, but Undertaker. It was his time. It was Undertaker's choice. He said, okay.
Oh.
So I'm taking Reigns. He's taking Undertaker. I don't think it's going to be a great match, but I am intrigued to see who comes out and wins. It's one of the few matches I'm actually intrigued about. I am excited about WrestleMania. I'm always excited about WrestleMania, but this card is, then we got Triple H versus Seth Rollins in a non-sanctioned match, which is basically no DQs, I guess. I don't know why they call it non-sanctioned. Who you got?
Seth Rollins.
Why?
Triple H is washed up to me. I don't care for him. When I was watching, he was too much into the corporate crap of WWE, and
sick of that.
I didn't like it.
I've never been a huge Triple H fan either. I mean, another whole backstage holding people down, burying people thing. I think he's a decent worker.
I liked him when he was with DX.
Yeah,
he was funny.
Everybody
he is a funny guy. He's got good.
When he's with Shawn Michaels,
he's got good skills really on the mic.
Yeah. I am sick to death of seeing him in this whole corporate role, though. I mean, he's been doing it for like 15 years or something, and so he's always some kind of corporate head. Just if you want to do that, then go behind the scenes and run the business. Don't make it a character. That's a toughie. It's non-sanctioned. I'm hoping it gets really brutal. I mean, there's not going to be blood, but I hope.
You don't think so?
No, they're not allowed to bleed anymore.
Didn't we just watch a match?
Sheamus, totally off topic. Sheamus got busted open last week. We'll get down to their match, but that was brutal when there was blood, but they edited it out. I'm going to take Rollins too, just because he's coming back from that injury. I hope Triple H puts him over because I think he'll really gain traction again. Rollins was really big over there for a while. He's not getting the momentum he needs as a face. He needs to beat the living shit out of Triple H to get over with the fans, I think. Otherwise, it's just going to be another wasted match. But we agreed on one, both Rollins. One of the matches I'm most upset about because it's AJ Styles and they're putting him with Shane McMahon, which I don't. You were saying earlier that you thought Shane McMahon had some good matches.
Yeah. AJ Styles, I don't know. He was. I don't personally remember any of his matches other than was he TNA? I'm guessing.
He was in TNA. Yeah.
Wasn't big into that. So.
Yeah. I don't know. Shane McMahon's a spot monkey. He'll have one or two like big spots.
Yeah, but you always remember him.
Yeah, but that'd be fine. Like the match he had last year with Undertaker, there was a couple of really good spots. You remember the spots, you don't remember the match.
Mm.
And AJ Styles, in my opinion, is one of the top 3 wrestlers / workers in the business right now. And to put him in with Shane McMahon, where you're just going to have one or two memories, because it's not even the no DQ match or anything. So if it's just a straight up match, and Shane McMahon has the worst worker punches in the business. His that's crazy. I don't even want to get into that. I'm going to take AJ Styles because if AJ Styles loses, I'll never watch wrestling again.
I'll call BS on that, but I'll go with Shane McMahon.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a bold prediction. Are you just saying Shane McMahon because I picked AJ
Styles?
No. Well, he doesn't need to win. I mean, he's general manager or commissioner or whatever on SmackDown.
His dad owns the company. He's going to win.
With no stipulation in this match, I don't know where it's going to go. I want to pick AJ Styles. I think he's going to Raw after this because he doesn't really have much to do left on SmackDown. And there might be a stipulation to where if he loses, he's... No, he did get fired. No. Maybe he did get fired. I don't know. I can't remember. I haven't been keeping up. I think he got fired. So I think he's going to Raw after this match. So I think he wins. But I don't know. John Cena, this is going to be garbage, which is sad because I'm really digging The Miz's character right now. John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maurice.
Could I just say I don't care?
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm exactly right there.
I don't like John Cena much. I mean, I like him as a person, not as a wrestler. Miz, I just don't like whatsoever.
But I think that's because he done his job. I think you hate him because he's a good heel.
I don't know. Really?
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 It's about the only good thing he did.
His championship run is really underrated. I think he was really good there. But I'm with you. I don't care at all about this match. It doesn't do anything. It's a throwaway match. I don't hate on Cena anymore in the ring. If he's with a good worker, like his matches with CM Punk were really good. AJ Styles matches are really good. He's over the last 3 or 4 years, he's earned my respect. He does a lot outside of the business. If you listen to any of Ryback's shoots lately, he shits on on John Cena big time. Saying
Ryback still wrestling?
No, he got fired a long time
good.
ago. Yeah. And he's just a big baby right now, crying about everything. But he says Cena's not that good of a guy, which makes sense. He goes into the fact that the guys you're seeing on TV are not who they are. That is their wrestler. You're not seeing John Cena isn't this guy that goes out and does all these Make-A-Wish things. John Cena is a character. John Cena the character is going out and doing Make-A-Wishes and doing
so
this. So
he just doesn't care
that.
about. He's just doing it for the company.
Exactly. He said that there's been this is Ryback, so take it with a grain of salt. I don't know. He says there was instances where a kid or something would come up for an autograph, and John Cena would say "fuck you," and
be curious for Ryback to drop a drug test.
Right. Like I said, he's bitter and whatever. But I could honestly, if you watched any of Total Bellas, which I don't watch it, or Total Divas, I watch highlight shows from What Culture Pro Wrestling, and they say something about like John Cena has contracts for the people that live in his house, like you have to take your shoes off to walk into the house, and it sounds like he's a total control freak, but I don't know the man, so I don't know. But anyways, yeah, throwaway match, don't care. I hope The Miz wins just because I really like his character right now. I've always liked The Miz's character. I would like to see Daniel Bryan get involved in it somehow because the stuff on Talking Smack has been amazing where they shoot on each other.
I'd love to see him come back.
2 weeks ago, Talking Smack, he said in a year and a half, watch. So we'll see. I don't think it'll be for WWE, but I do believe he's going to work somewhere. Moving on, we got Bayley champion versus Charlotte Flair versus Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. You probably don't know any of them.
I'm guessing that's Ric Flair's daughter?
Yeah.
Tall one? Yeah, I know. I've seen her wrestle a couple times.
This is another one I really don't care about. Again, the title's a hot potato. Bayley's champion right now. I'm going to say Sasha Banks turns heel in this match because they've been teasing it. Costs Bayley the title, and Charlotte Flair wins. I'm just guessing. I don't know, and I don't care.
Yeah, I don't have any input on that match.
Yeah, that one's I don't care about. The one of the two that I'm most looking forward to is Jericho versus Owens. In past podcasts, I know I've said how much I loved those two working together. As a tag team, they were phenomenal. The only reason I watched WWE programming was because of those two. I'd fast forward to get to it and wouldn't watch anything after it. Their split up was done really well. I didn't want it to happen. I was actually bummed that it happened, which doesn't happen very often since I'm old as dirt now. But that just shows that they did their job. They got people invested into it. So even if you did see it happen, you're like, they were so good together. That shouldn't have happened. Jericho's going in champion. I think Owens is going to leave champion. You don't think so?
I can't stand Kevin Owens.
Why?
No, probably because he's doing his job. I guess you would say. I don't like him. I don't know. I've watched quite a few of his matches. I just don't care for him. Jericho is one of the few guys that are still around from, WCW, and
that's why I think he's gonna put Owens over. And maybe the only reason I like Owens is because he was an indie worker, and I watched some of his stuff.
What did he have for? There was some matches you were showing me of him.
When he was Kevin Steen in Ring of Honor?
That when he was getting busted open?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and the Doc seen him in his last ever Ring of Honor match in Dearborn, so that was really cool. It has nothing to do with why I like him.
He got out of the house for that one.
Yeah, piss off. I get out once in a while.
I was talking about the Doc.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I think you should probably had to tell her a lie. I'm picking Owens. I'm not going to say why. I'm pretty sure he's going to win, but it's going to be a really good match if they give him time. It has to go 20 minutes. If it don't go 20 minutes, it's a waste of the whole feud, I think. Another one I don't care about because I absolutely hate this guy, and it's one of the Doc's favorites, and I believe Mr. Payne here is also a big fan. Dean Ambrose versus Baron Corbin.
Yep.
Ambrose is coming in as champion.
He'll leave as champion.
You think so?
Can't tell you why, because I don't know who Corbin is.
Yeah, right.
But I just...
He's the really tall guy with like the balding head right here that he just started getting a push. He's got like a chest tattoo. I know you've seen him a couple times on stuff we've watched.
Why don't you like Dean Ambrose?
I don't know. I hate how he's...
Oh, because he's doing his job.
No, it's not because he's a face, so I should love him.
Wait, he's a good guy now?
Yeah. And they kind of got him doing like a comic shtick right now. I don't like it.
I liked him when he was the crazy guy. You know, when he was
lunatic fringe. I got so sick of it.
I like that.
I hated it. The Doc knows that I hated that too. I don't like the way he talks. There's something about his accent or something. I don't know. It's just stupid stuff. But like, I don't like how he sells. He sells with his eyes open, and he just doesn't sell stuff. I don't like that. I don't know who to pick on this one. I don't think Corbin's going to go away with the title, but I don't see... Ambrose's title run's been really weak. I think they might switch it up, might give Corbin a chance. I'm going with Corbin. We're going to go Baron Corbin on that one. He's going to go with Dean Ambrose. I don't think it's going to be a good match, sadly. It could, though. Ambrose can work. I just don't like how he sells. He's just not one of my people. Corbin has shown me over the last couple months he's learning to work. The other one that I'm looking really forward to on the card, and it was just announced, I mentioned it earlier how Sheamus got busted open like hard way big time. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus Sheamus and Cesaro, tag team ladder match. I think that's going to steal the show. If Enzo Amore doesn't die because he's injury prone and is really, really green, and that's shown since he got called up. Do you know Enzo Amore and Big Cass?
I know Cesaro and Sheamus. That's who I'm going to go with on that one.
Enzo, you had to see Enzo and Cass. He's the one that comes out and does like the little dance, and he's really good on the mic. They say soft is their tagline, SAWFT, soft. No?
I don't think so.
Wow.
It's been a long time since I've actually sat down and watched.
Yeah, you might not be invested in this WrestleMania at all then.
I'm in it for Undertaker.
All right. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are in limbo right now. They totally wasted that talent and the whole storyline they could have had when they came in. Like I said, Enzo and Cass, the fans are growing sour on them. They're just tagline after tagline. You can only do that for so long if you can't work in the ring. Cass is decent in the ring, but he can't talk. Enzo's horrible in the ring and can talk. So, I don't know, you got that dynamic. And Cesaro and Sheamus are amazing. I hated them like the first 2 weeks they put them together, and then they had the whole hate, love each other type thing, and they're a really good tag team.
Sheamus is good, but that Cesaro is just an amazing...
Yes. He's another one of the indie
He's
guys.
So strong.
He's probably one of the strongest in the business, yeah. I think. But getting back to Sheamus got busted open big time. I think he had to get 13 staples or stitches, or it was bad. It was gross.
Sutures.
Yes, sutures. Give you 13 stitches, and I'll give you 13 more. Shout out to you, Doc.
It's a long time.
A long time. You guys might, if I upload our old matches, you'll see what I'm talking about. There'll be a little blooper reel in there, and you'll see what we're talking about. Anderson and Gallows are going in champion. I'm gonna go with. I want to see Sheamus and Cesaro win the titles back, but since they just lost them here a bit ago,
would you say this was what kind of match was this?
A ladder match, triple threat ladder match.
Wow.
I think they're going to give them to Amore and Cass just because the fans are growing sour on them and they need to do something. I think that's the whole card. We got Lesnar. Yeah. nothing really stands out as far as the card goes. I'm kind of disappointed. Undertaker and Reigns is kind of intriguing just because you're not sure who they're going to put over. That's really it. Jericho and Owens is probably going to steal the show, I think, if they give them time. Yeah, I'm really disappointed in this WrestleMania, honestly. I know they're kind of lacking in talent right now.
What is the main event?
It'll be Goldberg Lesnar. I'll almost guarantee it. And the word in the dirt sheets is it's going to go like 5 minutes tops because Goldberg will be blown up. I don't hate on Goldberg like everybody else does. He is what he is.
He's in good shape for all of these.
Yeah. And everybody was hating on him when he came back, saying, "Oh God, look, well the guy's 50-something years old, and he'll still tear all these people that are talking shit up." I don't have any issues with him. I hate the fact that part-timers always come back and steal. I mean, you could have Jericho and AJ Styles in the main event, or Owens and AJ Styles, or Triple H. And, I mean, there's so many main events you could have had, matches.
Well, you can't take that away from Seth Rollins. You can't just put Triple H in the main event.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could put Seth Rollins with AJ Styles, or Seth Rollins with Kevin. I mean, there's so many.
Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's a good worker.
Yeah, phenomenal. That
would have been a great match.
I could never say anything bad about Bray Wyatt. I love Bray Wyatt. They killed him. I mean, his character's garbage now because they just didn't do anything when he was tops. But
see, the last time I remember seeing him was when he had the whole world in his hands or whatever.
Yeah, it was so good. Yeah. Even when they broke the Wyatts up, Luke Harper's really good for a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
They could have done something huge with that and even led that up to WrestleMania and have Wyatt versus Harper. I would have rather seen Wyatt versus Harper than Wyatt versus Orton. And
see, they don't keep those groups together long enough.
This one was together. They were together for a long time.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, I don't know, I guess.
But they kept adding and subtracting guys because a couple of the guys got hurt.
Like the Brood, and,
Yeah, Brood was one of my favorites.
That was good.
Brood and God, who was the other one that? Not Disciples of Apocalypse.
DOA.
Yeah. Was that what Undertaker's was called?
No.
What was he? Ministry of Darkness.
Ministry of Darkness.
Yeah, I loved that shit.
Yep.
That was my favorite era Undertaker was Ministry of Darkness. No?
Not mine.
What was yours? You liked old Purple Gloves.
Purple Gloves, yeah, that was
like early 90s Undertaker.
Yep. Like Leslie Nielsen shit.
Yeah, right.
That was...
Yeah, that's memorable too. I don't know, I just was really into the Ministry of Darkness. I liked The Brood was one of my favorites growing up too. Alright, we're going to do our favorite WrestleMania moments, depending on what we remember here. I already know I got 2 in my head. Do you have any?
From the WrestleManias that I've watched, I guess?
What, like the main moment that you remember?
That's a hard one.
Yeah. Do you want to think about that one for a little while? Tobias Payne needs to think a little bit. My top WrestleMania moment ever is Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior. I was probably 12 or 13. I don't know. I can't remember. That's when wrestling was still real to everybody. There was no internet. There was no anything. It was face versus face, which was unheard of. I mean, at any time, really, you never see face versus face. The one spot in particular I remember, and it's still like one of my favorite spots in any matches, even though as lame as it is, was the double clothesline. When Hogan and Warrior clotheslined each other, and they were both down for like a 9 count or something. Warrior was obviously my favorite wrestler of all time. I know everybody says he couldn't work, or WWE put out DVDs trashing him, and for the time, he was what he was. He was a big, powerful guy, and destroyed people. I don't know. That was my. Even though the match isn't great to watch now, I still like when Warrior's music hits. I still get chills just because it's that nostalgia factor. Like I remember when I was a kid, like that music and I would get so pumped up. I remember I had the Ultimate Warrior sleeping bag, and
we didn't have the punching bag. We had Jake the Snake.
Yeah, we had a Jake the Snake punching bag. That was awesome.
Tried getting Warrior there.
Yeah, got that at Kmart, didn't we?
Yep. Yeah, I remember.
Kmart had
That's what we went there
bag.
for. That's the only reason we went there.
Yep. That's that's my main one. I always go back to that.
I can't think of a specific moment.
You would have been born, but you probably wouldn't even remember that WrestleMania. And I know we watched it in the trailer, but
the first WrestleMania I remember was over at Doc's there, Aunt Carol's. We watched one there.
Was that the one with
I remember Kane. Kane was in a match. He's throwing somebody through a glass. It was like a
Elimination Chamber?
No. This was like a no holds barred match, and they were in the back, and it was somebody through a big glass window.
Was that the one that Stone Cold was a guest referee in Michaels?
Okay,
was
Limp Bizkit was the music for this.
Oh God.
Was the music for that?
I remember being over there and watching it. I just can't remember who was. I think it was Michaels.
Michaels was probably for some reason when I was just thinking of memories, I think of Shawn Michaels. Nothing in particular, just
like old, because he's Mr. WrestleMania. He's the showstopper.
Coming down on the
that's if you think of Michaels, you think of him coming down that with his glittery stuff on. He is Mr. WrestleMania though, so that's a good one.
I liked him. Still do.
That's it.
I mean, I don't really nothing that really. They've all been basically garbage.
Yeah, I know.
To me.
It's sad, isn't it?
I mean, we watched quite a few of them last few years,
and the ones I remember are basically from when I was a kid. So that's probably the only reason they're memorable. Is because when you're a kid, those. I mean, if I was to watch it now, I'd be like, man, that's garbage. Like how they are now. For some reason, I just remember Savage coming off the top rope, WrestleMania. I can't even remember which one it was or who he was even working, but I remember him coming off the top rope.
Savage didn't remember it right after it happened. So.
Yeah, I know. That's terrible. There was another one I had in my head that I was going to bring up, but I can't remember what it was. But Hogan Warrior will always be my main one.
Was that a WrestleMania when Yokozuna? Is that when Lex Luger? What was that when Lex Luger come out?
I think that was SummerSlam.
They were having a body slam competition.
Yeah.
That must have been a SummerSlam.
I think it was.
I always remember
SummerSlam.
that. I remember Lex Luger coming out and body slamming him.
Yeah, that was terrible. I think it's funny how they always build Yokozuna as like 600 pounds and he was really like 350 or something. He wasn't that big. That finishing move is still horrible though. I was
thinking that the other day. Was that the Banzai Splash?
Yeah, Banzai Splash. Yeah.
What did I do? When you texted me that Banzai the other day, I was driving and I was thinking, I can't remember what I thought it was. Because I was going to ask you. I can't remember now. It was horrible. I was like, man, there's no way that's what it was. The Banzai Squash. That's what I thought. I thought it was the Banzai Squash. I'm like, was it the squash or the splash?
It might as well have been.
Yeah.
I showed Draven one.
That could have killed somebody.
Yeah, the one I showed him, he didn't brace anything. He came down right on the guy's chest.
What was he going to brace himself with? He broke his freaking legs.
His legs were that big. I mean, he had to have some kind of power in him to not crush the guy. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's all. I had another one, but I can't remember what it was.
What was it?
Hall of Fame's on right now. DDP. Bang.
Wasn't that WrestleMania we watched a couple years ago outside? Wasn't it outdoors?
Yeah. Yep.
There was a ladder match. It was really good. They had
Money in the Bank. Probably.
Yeah, that was a good match.
Yeah.
And then there was a few spots in there where we all kind of cringed.
Yeah. I think there'll probably be a couple of those tonight in this ladder match, maybe.
Tonight?
Yeah. Tomorrow. Dang it.
No.
Sunday. Wow, it's Friday. Yeah. I'm getting old. But yeah, that's all I got. I wanted to go over this Broken Hardys thing real quick. There's talk that there's a possibility that they'll come out in WWE at WrestleMania. I don't see it happening. I think they're still Ring of Honor champions. I don't think they're going to screw Ring of Honor over.
Wait, I thought they were TNA.
They left TNA, and they're in a legal battle. It's a cluster of what's going on. They're Ring of Honor right now.
Oh.
I could see WWE maybe working something out with Ring of Honor and having them come in. It would be friggin' phenomenal if somebody had an open tag team challenge and the Hardys came in. it'd probably be the biggest pop of the night if the Hardys came, I think, honestly. I don't think they'll come in as the Broken Hardys, just because WWE isn't going to acknowledge the fact that they got their own gimmick over. It would be great to see them at WrestleMania, though. It's been a long time. They'd be over. Yeah, so that's it. This is going to be a terrible WrestleMania, but we're going to enjoy it anyways. We'll probably come back afterwards and talk about what happened and how terrible it was and how much pizza we ate. Once again, I'm SE Rocks with Tobias Payne here. You'll probably be seeing a lot more of him since the doc is on lockdown, not allowed out of his house. Yeah, so we'll see you next time. Keep rocking.
Have a good night.